What's going on, everyone? We're going to do a little Sunday technical analysis before the markets open. A couple things that happened over the weekend. So the U.S. launched a strike against Iran, some of the bases, some of the nuclear sites, I guess we should say. President Donald Trump said that everything has been obliterated. So we're going to have to kind of see how the market is going to react to that. I do expect in the coming weeks, in the coming days, in the coming months, we might be looking at oil prices rise. So if you do trade crude oil, if you are an equities trader where you are trading some oil names, maybe there might be some good longs there. Also want to keep an eye on gold. Anytime there's a lot of uncertainty, kind of rush to traders tend to rush to those safer quote unquote markets. But what we're going to focus on here is the NASDAQ 100. We are futures traders. We trade prop firms, for the most part. So we're not necessarily looking at what's going to happen in 3, 4, 5 weeks from now. We're mainly trying to focus on what's going to happen for the next day. Okay. That's what we really want to focus on is, what is the potential, both long and short, where we can put some ideas and get behind. Okay. If this is your first time to my channel, my name is D. Anthony. I'm the founder of Evolution Traders, which is an online trading community helping traders develop better skills for day trading, for scalping, for mindset, so forth and so forth. If you guys want to join, that link is down in the description box below. Now, on the left-hand side of this chart, we are focusing on the 15-minute time frame. So for me, intraday trading, I am looking at a little bit of a higher time frame, not too big. I do reference the 1 hour chart a lot, but I like to reference the momentum on the 15-minute chart, and then I like to place my entries on the 5-minute chart. So if we kind of look at what we're doing here, we've got a little bit of a channel here. Okay, so this upwards channel has been tested 2-3 times, and we had a nice bounce off of it on Thursday of last week. We kind of put in this high, and then we've pulled back. Now on Friday we had this triple bottom here. You can see this is Friday's price action. On the right hand side of the screen is the 5-minute chart. We kind of put in this low, we consolidated, we put in a low, we consolidated, we put in a low, we consolidated. So one thing that I'm going to be really focusing on is if Friday's lows start to get taken, we do have room into that support at 21,722. Now from the price of losing this low, which is going to be 21,765 into 20s, you're looking at about 35 to 45 points. I'm not a big fan, okay? I'm not a big fan of shorting right into support. However, there's a caveat to that. If let's say you're trading a small time frame and you're looking for 5-point take profit, 10-point take profit, I would say anything sub 10 points, you might have an area of opportunity here to short this into support. Just keep in mind, you are going right into support. Now, it's not to say that this trade is going to fail. The probabilities of winning just, they move down a little bit. So just be careful. I would definitely look for quicker take profits. Keep your finger on the trigger if the move starts to go against you so you don't go into drawdown. And if you manage to make some cash there, just wrap that account up. What I'm really looking at is if this move starts to, and I can actually go into an hour time frame so we can see more data. If this move starts to break down through this trend line, okay? Notice this trend line, touched it here. If we do start to close below this trend line, that would be breaking a much larger time frame upwards trend. Okay, so this upwards trend started back here last month on the 23rd. So literally on in the last 1 month we have been grinding to the upside. The last month the market has kind of shown you guys that you want to be a buyer of the pullbacks. You definitely want to be the buyer of the pullbacks, because every time we've had some significant pullback into support, we get a nice bounce. A significant pullback into support, we get a nice bounce. Is it going to happen again? Maybe. One thing that I'm keeping an eye on here is we are trading below VWAP. We are trading below the 5 and 10 day moving average. Typically, that's a sign of a little bit more weaker market, weaker price action for that current day. So in this particular instance, if we stayed going into tomorrow, which tomorrow is going to be June the 23rd, If we go into the 23rd's New York trading session, trading below the 5 and 10-day moving average, I will be a little bit more sell-sided bias, okay? My bias would flip once we reclaim, okay? So if we push over the 5 and 10-day moving average and we get a candle to close over that, maybe even get a few candles on a higher time frame, not like a 1 minute candle that spikes over these levels. I'm talking about a 15-minute candle close, a 30-minute candle close, and a 1 hour candle close over the daily 5 and 10-day moving average, and we get a following candle after that to confirm that we are holding that structure, then I will flip to longs, and obviously we can start to target Friday's highs here. That run up that we had in pre-market London session off the New York Open, that run up is what I would be looking at as supply, 22,133. Obviously you're gonna have some pit stops along the way at 967. You'll have a little bit here at 22,035. The bigger trade here is if the markets do definitely feel uneasy and we start to lose this upwards channel. If we lose this upwards channel, right? If we lose this upwards channel and we try to back test and reclaim and fail, and we put in a little bit of a flag pattern here and start to push down, this market's got a lot of room down, 20,944. That's a macro fib level that I've had on my chart for the better half of 2-3 months now. So this area of support is going to be very strong. This area of resistance at 22,326 is going to be very strong. The market has grinded off of that 20,944 for the better half of the last month. So it's done a very, very nice job. But if you always have to be ready for both sides of the trade, if we start to break through this trend line, and we close below, and we are trading below your 5 and 10-day moving averages, one thing that you want to be certain on is that you want to stay with the trend. So I actually want to show you guys something else, the 20 daily moving average, and I want to make this purple so I can identify what it is. Here it is. So the 20 daily moving average is sitting literally right here at the bottom of this trend line. Okay, so it's sitting right there at the bottom of this trend line at 21,670. So again, as we approach taking out Friday's lows, be very cautious, because not only do you have an upwards trend line, you do have a daily 20 SMA that was tested and held once before. Okay, so if we come down and we lose Friday's lows, you will have an opportunity to take a quick scalp to the south side. Just make sure you're getting in, make sure you are not holding, anticipating that the world is going to go to zero, and just grab the cash that you can, what's the word I'm looking for? Like when I think about scalping, the money that is on the P&L screen and the money that I can lock in, that I know I can lock in, I will always lock in. I never try to really look at the markets as, well, maybe it can do this. You always want to have price targets. You always want to, try to target other areas of supply and demand, other areas of structure, other areas of significance. Those are good to have as targets. But once you get into that trade, the only thing you can guarantee is what you can guarantee. So that means just because this potential short has 50, 60, 70 points down, and that's a target, it doesn't mean that I need to hold to full target or take a big fat loss. If we have 50, 60 points of room and I target those 60 or 70 points, but I'm okay guaranteeing an easy 20 points off of a very quick move, I will guarantee the 20 points over the 50 points all day, because if I do that over a long period of time, my win rate percentage, my compounding of P&L gains is going to grow a lot faster than the times where I am targeting the bigger moves and it doesn't get there, and then I watch it reverse and I give a bunch of profits back and then I watch it actually go red. That's not my style of trading. I know there's traders out there who like to target those bigger R to R moves, but that's not really what I'm looking for. For me, I'm looking for a lot faster move. I like to end my day typically with inside it, the hour and a half after I start trading. So I typically like to be done before lunchtime. If I can, right? I don't really like to sit and trade too much after lunch or power hour, none of that stuff. I don't trade Asian session or London session. A lot of the work that I do is done off the New York Open into the New York lunch hour. And again, I feel that that's enough of a window for me to make gains. So again, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a short below Friday's lows into this support, into the daily 20 SMA. For longs, I'm looking to reclaim the daily 5 or 10-day moving average. That would mean I need to get over 21,920. If that happens, I can start to look to long side, make sure that this area holds. And as long as this area holds, then I've got a pretty good idea that, you know, we could be chopping and grinding up into Friday's highs, which I would be looking for longs. That's the idea. Those are the two sides of the trades that I'm looking for. I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you guys need Apex evaluation accounts, we've got just a couple days left. 80% off, guys. Take advantage of it. 80% off. Start to spread out your risk. Have multiple accounts. You can use code DAnthony. That link is down in the description box below. The code is on the top of this screen. If you guys are looking to join Evolution Traders, right now it's 50% off for the next 2 people that decide to join. That link is also in the description box below. I will see all of you guys on the inside, and have a very safe and good trading week.